Have you ever wondered what the future holds for you? Have you ever felt confused as to which path you should take in life? Have you ever lost objects that you needed to find? Enter the wonderful world of pendulum dowsing. This is a wonderful way to tap into your higher self spirit to find the answers you seek. In this class, we will delve not only into how to use the pendulum, but also how to pick the right pendulum, how to cleanse it, how to tune into your pendulum, and how to tap into your higher self and spirit. We will also go over the history of dowsing and pendulum use. So grab your pendulums and join me for the night of discovery. At the end of tonight's class, I will have handcrafted pendulums, both ornate and simple, available for purchase this evening. Okay, divination is a state, not a technique. Techniques are used to develop your abilities. It's the practice of gathering information about a subject through a ritual. The word comes from the Latin term divinare, which means to foresee, to be inspired by the divine. It moves up and beyond the normal senses. It's the movement of the self into deeper consciousness, discovering messages and information we seek, passing into the universe from the mind, becoming aware of things that are hidden and mysterious. Divination is a gift from the divine, an awakening, if you will. We all possess the ability, but not all of us take part in it. In order to be effective, you must tap into a divinatory state of mind, a deeper consciousness. What better way to begin than talking about the Roman goddess Fortuna, who is the ancient incarnation of the modern, very elusive Lady Luck and the Wheel of Fortune. Fortuna's role was to shape and control human destinies. The Wheel of Fortune stems from Fortuna. When at the bottom of the wheel, the only way is up, and when at the top of the wheel, all is well. Many methods of divination are thousands of years older than Our Lady Luck. Perhaps Fortuna was birthed from those years of Fortune's revelations through divination. Dowsing practices are thought to have originated in Germany during the 15th century in attempts to find metals. It was a time of huge silver discoveries in Saxony. In 1518, the first written record of dowsing was recorded by Martin Luther when he denounced the practice as an unchristian practice, and in 1662 was declared to be a superstitious practice as well as a satanic one. Not surprising due to the fact that it was a practice not connected to the church. Interestingly, pendulums were employed in southern France in the 16 to 1700s to find criminals and heretics, until its usage started being abused. Not surprising. It was then discontinued sometime afterwards because in some quarters it led to a degree of the Inquisition. Okay. Dowsing, however, being denounced by the church, made a comeback in the form of medical dowsing in the 20th century. A Father Mermet in France brought it to a favorable light. He concluded that if what lay in the earth as well as inanimate objects could be studied with pendulum, why couldn't it be used to detect conditions in humans and animals? Of course, to cover his behind, he added that the use of the pendulum could detect conditions should not be used exclusively, but only as a means of giving supplementary knowledge in medical diagnosis. A word of note, the use of medical intuition should never take the place of professional medical diagnosis. What exactly is a pendulum? It's a symmetrical weighted object that is hung from a single chain or a cord. It's the easiest and most overlooked tool, an amplifier. It amplifies your connection with the intuition and to spirit, opening up psychic channels, allowing you to tap into it, discovering messages and information we seek, and becoming aware of things that are hidden and mysterious. It acts as a receiver and transmitter of information and moves in different ways in response to questions. Pendulum dowsing can be used in a variety of ways. You can use it to answer questions or aid in decision-making. Pendulums can also be used for healing purposes, identifying allergies or problems with different parts of the body, to cleanse and dispel negative energies in a room, to help find lost objects or pets and even people, and also to find water or ley lines. You can also use dowsing rods for this as well. Where do answers come from? Many people ask questions and even debate on whether pendulums work or if they're just responding to the movements in your hand. Pendulum use involves a certain degree of faith and belief, and of course, an open mind, as the answers come from your intuition and the higher spiritual guides. There are a variety of different pendulums available. The type of pendulums you choose depends on what feels right for you, what pendulum literally calls to you and resonates with you. Metal pendulums are often made from brass, chrome, pewter, or steel. These are the next best kind to use after gemstone. The magnetic energies that many of these metals provide can give a strong swing to your pendulum, bringing even more clarification to your answers. They do not carry a charge like crystal ones do, though. They're best used for asking questions about a close relative or a friend, or for using it to ask worry type of questions like, do I have to find another job, or will I get a raise or promotion sometime soon? Okay. Many people choose to use crystal pendulums, for example, clear quartz, since the crystal is associated with clarity and connection to the higher power. Amethyst has a strong connection with the spirit realm. Rose quartz has calming properties. Crystal pendulums are used for a variety of functions, and scrying for the future, cleansing and detecting blockages, both spiritual and physical, finding lost objects, and even balancing the chakras. Learning to use your pendulum. Now that you've picked your pendulum, you have to cleanse and charge it first. As you know, objects such as crystal pendulums pick up and hold energy. It's important that when you first get your pendulum, you cleanse it of any prior energy that it is holding, so you can attune it and infuse it with your own energy. The different ways to cleanse are as follows. You can place your pendulum on a bed of sea salt, at least for a few hours. It's best actually to do for overnight, 24 hours. Sea salt is known to draw out negative energies. And then after you do that, run warm water over your pendulum for a few seconds, then cold water. Repeat 3 times. Important to note, certain crystals cannot be immersed in water, such as scolecite and selenite, as they are very soft and water-soluble stones. If you have one of those, what you could do is cleanse it by the smoke from incense, like dragon's blood incense, or sage. You could sage it. When running the water over the pendulum, picture the energies running out of the crystal and down the drain. Do this until you literally feel the crystal being cleansed of all energies. Afterwards, you can energize your pendulum with your energy, attuning it to you. Charging and programming your pendulum. Infuse it with your energy by raking it with your energy. You can wear your pendulum, keep it around your neck. You can keep it with you in your pocket, even putting a pouch around your neck and, of course, the crystal inside it. You can even put it under your pillow at night, literally sleep on it. Okay, programming your pendulum. Hold your pendulum by the end of the chain or string, trying hard not to move your arm too much. Important, do not rest your elbow on the table, letting the pendulum dangle. Get the pendulum swinging and ask your higher self, show me yes. The pendulum should swing in a certain direction, usually either up or down or clockwise. Then ask, show me no. It should swing in the opposite direction. You can also ask it to show me an undecided answer. The pendulum should swing in a manner different from the first two. There is also a different way to show yes and no answers. If the pendulum swings in a straight line, that means yes. In a circular direction means no. It doesn't matter which direction it goes, either clockwise or counterclockwise. If the pendulum all of a sudden stops swinging, that means spirit and intuition is not prepared to answer the question at this time. And also it means that you're not really meant to know the answer yet. Speaking of pendulum swinging in motions, you can even find out the sex of an unborn child. If it swings back and forth, it's a boy. And if it swings in a circular motion, it's a girl. Calibrating your pendulum. Very important to know your pendulum and for it to get to know you. To calibrate your pendulum, start it swinging. Hold your hand still. Ask the question you already know. Have fun with this and relax. The more relaxed you are, the better you'll get. The better you'll get letting the information flow freely. You open yourself up a lot quicker. The first question you may want to ask is an obvious one. Am I a man? Am I a woman? For me, I would ask, am I a man first off? And if it, of course, it'll hopefully swing no. And then and then you say, am I a woman? And it'll swing in the different direction, whichever the pendulum and you have decided is best. The proper way to ask questions, without using a chart, which I will discuss shortly. They have to be yes or no questions. Specificity is key here. The more specific you are, the more accurate the answer. It is important to note that there is the human element or the desire for something that may not be right for us. The answer you sometimes may get may not be what you want. You're tapping into your higher self and spirit. Remember, we have roadblocks along our life journey. Our paths may change. A reading, so to speak, is a snapshot in time. Nothing is ever written in stone. The answers you get guide you. The best questions you ask are the ones you do not know, something that pertains to the future. You can either ask the question out loud or silently. Get the pendulum moving just before you ask the question. Could it be about moving, your job, even traveling? You can also ask alternate questions like, will I travel to Scotland in 2021? If the answer is no, you can ask, will I travel in Scotland in 2022? You can also ask a specific month. You can also locate lost objects in your house. You can draw a rudimentary map of your house, hold the pendulum over each area and say, for example, are my keys in the living room? If it swings no, are my keys in the den? How about the laundry room? You may even feel a tugging sensation over a certain area and the pendulum should start to swing. And it should really, since your pendulum is already swinging, it'll swing even stronger. Before using your pendulum, it's essential that you clear yourself of mental clutter, removing blocks to gain access to answers you seek. You have to be available. People are often afraid to find out what lies ahead in their future. To these people, I say nothing is ever written in stone. We are the masters of our own destinies. We can often avoid difficult situations by knowing what's in store for us. All we need to do is ask. Train yourself to get into a state of trance. More often than not, your normal thoughts drown out your psychic signals. To receive intuitive impressions, you have to switch the focus of your awareness inwards and away from your distractions. You can do this by relaxing your body from head to toe, breathing slowly and deeply, and clearing your mind. Soon, images, sounds, and sensations will stream into your consciousness. This is similar to a hypnagogic state that you naturally experience while you're about to sleep and while you're waking up. You will encounter intuitive messages at this point, so pay close attention. Get used to receiving psychic impressions. Remember the times when you knew or perceived something that you normally wouldn't have a clue about? Did the information come as a scene, a still picture, or a symbol? Did you hear a voice, or did a meaningful song play in your head? Did you get chills or prickly sensation that alerted you to something important? After your session with the meditating and pendulum work, make notes, or can even start a journal and go back and visit the sessions. After you've developed your abilities with your pendulum and have practiced the yes and no answers, you can use charts. The simplest one is a yes or no chart. It's a round circle with a cross in the middle. There are charts with letters from A to Z that can literally spell out names. Charts for travel, listing different countries in a circle. You can ask questions like, what country should I or will I visit in the next year? There are lots of charts that are available online to print out. Okay, are you guys ready to go on a little journey? Let's start with a meditation to open the third eye. Meditation is one of the keys to improving your intuitive, psychic, and spiritual abilities. First, find a comfortable position. Sit up, close your eyes and relax. Surround yourself with the universal white light of protection and guidance. Start to direct your awareness within, attuning your attention to your heart center, becoming aware of any warm, tingling sensation. Let this golden light of peace help you let go of any unwanted energy, any stress from the day. The light of your awakened heart center starts to move upward into your throat chakra, then up into your third eye. At this time, allow all your awareness to enter into your third eye center. Pay special attention to any sense of tingling, warmth, pressure, light, or sensation in the area between your eyebrows, the area of your third eye. Your team of spirit guides steps forward in support of clearing your third eye, clearing any blockages or resistance. Let go and allow your third eye to open. Literally see this third eye opening. Continue to breathe as you relax even deeper. Become fully aware of any sensations you may feel, any intuitive feelings you may get. Move inward, deeper and deeper, relaxing even more so you can perceive that inner realm and move into the tingling. Just relax. Embrace pure awareness as you remain simply aware of any light or color that may appear. Don't focus, just allow. Allow your third eye to open, receiving any messages, sounds, colors. With each moment to clear, calm mind, you awaken your third eye more and more, activating your higher self and your higher psychic state. When you're ready, come back to awareness. Open your eyes, letting go of this meditative state, stretching, allowing your third eye to glow. And when you're ready, bring out your pendulums and let's begin. Okay, does everyone have their pendulums? I'm going to show you a couple of pendulums that I have. This is an example of one of the metal pendulums. It's a brass, it's made of brass. It's very simple, but very effective. And this is my crystal pendulum that I have. It's got, as you can see, the goddess. And it's a ruby zoisite pendulum. So those are a couple of examples of different types of pendulums that you might be interested in using. The questions, okay. First, we need to hold your pendulum in your hand and attune with it. Kind of meld with it. Put your energy into it. Take a couple of minutes to do this. Okay, what we're going to do is hold it up like so, keeping your elbow up and away from your body and not letting it slag down. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the pendulum swinging like this. Get it to swinging. Okay. Ask what is yes, and then what is no. As you can see, yes for me is back and forth. And then when you're done with that, we'll get to swinging again and ask what is no. And no for me, as you can see, is going around clockwise in a circle. And to have a fun question we're going to ask is, like, for example, for me. Okay, I'm going to get my pendulum to swinging. I'm going to say, is my name Elizabeth? And it's swinging back and forth, which means yes. And that is how you attune or calibrate your pendulum to you. So once that's established, you can start by asking real questions. For now, yes or no, until you get, you decide to get a chart. Such as, you can ask questions like, is a certain kind of diet, like let's say the keto diet, is the keto diet right for me? Or am I eating the correct foods for my body? You can ask questions like that. You can also ask, am I on the right career path? So go ahead and ask that question to your pendulum. Get it to swing in first. And you can either say the question aloud or to yourself. And the answer to that question for me is yes. You can also ask questions such as, if I follow up on my business idea, will I be successful? Get it to swing in? And hopefully for me, it means yes. So yes, luckily the answer is yes. Even though the pendulum is a simple tool, it's very effective and very powerful. You can also ask love questions like, is this relationship meant to be? Or you can ask if this certain person, and you can name them, are they my twin flame? You can ask that as well. You can also ask, am I ready for a new relationship? So get the pendulum to swing in. Am I ready for a new relationship? Uh-oh. And my pendulum is saying no. Why? Things, it's really, really quite interesting. Don't feel discouraged if you don't get answers right away, because sometimes they don't happen, or if it's not meant to happen, the pendulum will all of a sudden just stop swinging. And yes, I had to manipulate that to let you guys see that example. You can also ask, do this person and I have karmic ties? That's an interesting question to ask as well. And yes, the pendulum works in conjunction with our inner selves, yes, as well as spirit. So there are so many things, so many possibilities of things with working with pendulums. And it's just very interesting, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And now we'll go on to discussion and questions. Have any of you worked with a pendulum before?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, awesome. Okay.
Yes, just with yes and no questions.
Okay, great. Are you open to using a chart?
Yes.
No, I've never.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool.
Give me credit.
Yes,
VJ
I
has
use
a
my
question.
pendulum daily.
VJ has a question.
Okay.
Okay, so I made myself a pendulum, and this is the first one that I kind of made and the first one that I'm using. But I didn't know the kind of length that is needed for a pendulum. Is there a given length, or you just hold it if it's too long?
But yeah, whatever really is comfortable for you, but usually it's 9 inches, including, from the tip of the pendulum, very bottom tip there, you can see it.
Okay. Yeah.
To the top of like the goddess that I'm holding here.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about 9 inches.
Okay. And
But whatever's comfortable for you. There are no rules. really.
Okay, excellent. I've got a couple of questions. Do people name their pendulums? Because I was reading a little bit about it, and when you're kind of making yourself acquainted with this pendulum, do you ask them, "Hey, are you a he or a she, or what kind of name you want?" Is that really something, or it's just
Yes, of course it is. Yeah, because what you do really is the pendulum itself is its own entity. So you can treat it as such. Whatever you feel, if you feel male energy from it, if you feel female energy from it, treat it as such. Yes, of course.
Okay, and the last question I've got for you is I see these pendulums on a stand, right? Which you're not holding, it's already on a stand and the pendulum is hanging from that stand, right? Like a wooden stand or something.
Yeah.
So, and then do people use those pendulums, or it's better to have your energy infused into the pendulum? So you're holding it, that makes more sense.
Yes. It's definitely better to have infuse the pendulum with your energy, because you can connect to your inner self. You can connect to spirit or the higher self a lot better. Yes, it's also better to use and have your own pendulums and not necessarily use somebody else's pendulum, because if you do that, then you confuse. There's a lot of confusion there. It creates confusion. And
Lovely. Thank you
energy.
so much. Appreciate it.
Certainly.
Okay, can I add something real quick?
Yep.
Okay, so check this out. So pendulum work, right? A lot of people think like it can be very basic, as in like, yes, no, certain things like that. So recently I had a friend introduce me to this board right here. It's
nice.
Cool.
This is personally made. It's called a spirit board, and it's used specifically with a pendulum. And what makes this super cool is that it like literally like in this part here, like it's meant like a system to use with a pendulum. So like in this little circle here, you can't really see it, but you actually, so what it's meant is that the pendulum actually contacts a being, so to speak, and this tells you whether it's male or female, whether it's a loved one, whether it's an angel, whether it's a spirit or an entity. And so you go to this circle first with your pendulum. You hold your pendulum over each thing and it tells you like what you're talking with, like what's giving you the answers.
Nice.
And then the thing's set up, like this little thing here is meant to have a charcoal with incense burning. This little thing here is meant to have a candle, a white candle, because like the way that she designed it was that you hold your pendulum over this white candle first and it kind of cleanses it before you use the pendulum. But then all these little extra things here, these little extra circles are actually like places to go. Like this has yes, perhaps, no, ask another question, yes. And it's like little things that like you hold the pendulum over. And this one's like the alphabet. So it's almost like a Ouija board, but with the pendulum. This is like numbers and days and things like that to like it's a really cool board, and it's meant to be used with the pendulum specifically.
I want one.
Yeah, can you buy them, or is that was she
I
made
want
it?
one.
So
That's cool.
This is something that a friend of mine designed, because she
Wow.
used the pendulum like completely, like that's her source for divination, and she makes these boards. Like this is hers, and she made me one too, which is packed away right now still, but this is like her board, for instance, and it's
Love
like
it.
super cool. I just was like, what blew me away about it was that I always thought in all my years of being Wiccan and Pagan and everything that like the pendulum is such a basic tool. This turns that around. This makes the pendulum now no longer a basic tool, but like a very,
down here. Yes or no, and candles over here.
I think
Nice.
it's cool, but
Very
it turns
cool.
the pendulum into a very technical tool, a very precise tool,
Mhm.
that as opposed to just a yes and no tool.
Love it.
Yeah,
I
it
want one.
looks great. And does it come with some kind of instructions saying, hey, this is what it is, this is what it is, or you collaborate?
Well, no, because it's not like something, this is the crazy part. Okay, so I'll probably do a video on this one day with my Witch in the Working channel. I'll probably, what I'll do is I'll try to do it sooner than later because that way people can see it. But the fact is that it's not something that's like sold like Parker Brothers or something like that. It's a specifically, it's literally she created it. It's like its own world. It's like its own thing. It's not something, so it's something that would have to be taught that you guys could make your own. You know, like she made me mine because she made it for me. But it's something that you would almost have to create on your own and then use it moving forward.
So, Manon, my question is, that board, is it only supposed to be used for a pendulum? Because I'm thinking that it could also be used, like if you do multiple stone divinations, where the stone lands kind of situation.
Well, I don't know. I just know that this is specifically supposed to be used with a pendulum, only because this is what she taught me. So this is specifically supposed to be used with a pendulum. You know, I mean.
I have a question.
So what's the stone divination?
Yeah, yeah. I never
That's
heard
another
that.
time.
Yeah, I'll be doing a class on that.
Nice.
Oh, good.
It's on the calendar next year.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to ask maybe if you could describe using a chart or a board. I saw Manon's. It's got a lot of things on it, but I'm thinking when I'm holding the pendulum, it's swinging around and back and forth.
Mhm.
It's not like it stops and points to something. How do you interpret that? Is the chart always in a circle?
The way she explained it to me was, for instance, sorry, if you're using like this like letter thing, for instance, like you would literally like hold like it's kind of weird because like you would hold like the pendulum over each circle and you would go to each spot and the pendulum's only going to be moving, like it's going to be precise to each little thing, like doing a huge thing. And ultimately you have to, like Liz was saying, where you have to decide, first of all, whether the pendulum is going to be saying yes or no and what's positive or negative. And then as it goes over each thing, it would say, positive or negative, and then tell you your answer.
I'm curious about some of the more simple, common charts that.
Okay, there are charts that let's say, let's use an example of a traveling chart. You have a round circle, and what it does, you have a dot in the middle. You have lines in each like quadrant.
Spoke.
You see what I'm saying?
Spoke.
So let's just say you wanted to go, if you ask, what country am I gonna go to? Germany is over, let's just say it's over here. And the pendulum starts, right, thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay, no, please. It starts swinging in that direction.
Liz, you were saying that there's all different charts online. Do you have any specific places that some people can go and print some of those charts out that you could share with us?
Yes, I do. I will have that. I'll have the presentation, the meditation, and the exercises in a couple of days. And I will add a couple of links to websites.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really
Allison has her hand up.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Okay, so what I usually use pendulums to do like chakra cleaning, cleansing kind of stuff. But my question is this. Now I know that you can clear the pendulum of energies, sage, all that kind of stuff. What about burying the pendulum under like a significant tree of some kind? Would that imbue it with more power?
Earth, yes, sure it would. Yeah.
Okay, so doing earth energy, but then so in healing, Liz, like let's say I'm working with, because I do like I'm studying pranic healing, and I'm Reiki too, but like so let's say I'm working with a client and I'm giving them energy, and let's say they come in and they're incredibly anxious. Using the pendulum with them that has the earth energy might help to center and calm them.
Ground
Okay.
them.
While if I'm trying to do medical diagnosis, I would use the one that I'm having charged by the moon.
Yes, Yeah, that would be appropriate. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, any other ideas? What about wind energy or like, and any other ideas of things you could do with pendulums for healing of the different elements?
Yeah, I don't know about the wind because that could probably be more of it could turn, I don't know, chaotic, I want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Earth grounding, the water, emotional healing.
Okay. So if I put like, if I put a pendulum in water, I'd want to make sure that it's not one that could, if it was a crystal, that it's not like a citrine or something like that, or like a selenite, which can like evaporate in the water.
Right.
What would be
Right.
a good crystal for like charging in moonlight and water for water emotional healing?
Rose quartz would be
Okay.
good. Clear quartz would be good for that too.
Okay. What about Herkimer diamonds? Somebody had mentioned that they had one.
Herkimer, yes.
Okay.
Definitely Herkimer, because they are in the quartz family, of course.
Okay.
So, yes.
Hey, Allison,
Oh, I'm done.
I do the same thing that you do. I do energy healing.
Oh, okay.
But what I do is I use the rose quartz a lot, and I use a lot of clear quartz. And I find that it does great with when you're doing either the medical side or the other side.
Okay.
You don't really have to do, I mean, I don't really switch like that. You'll see that they work. And as whatever you're doing, it'll work with you.
Cool. Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Certainly. Okay, so you've worked with pendulums. Does anybody want to share what results they got from it? Or any meditations, any results? Did you start having experiences outside of that? And if so, what kind?
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
This one with the sodalite that I loved so much, that didn't work for me as well. I mean, this was my newest one, so I guess it's just not mine yet. This is mine with the moonstone.
Oh, yes.
I don't even have to swing it. I can ask for yes, and it's already reacting to me.
It's already going. That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
and then
awesome.
I can say, no, show me no, and it just goes back the other way. I don't even have to swing it. This one's
That's wonderful.
This one's definitely mine. That's well, fine. So if at first you don't succeed, maybe you haven't found your pendulum yet.
Yeah, really.
Alba, your sodalite isn't for you.
I will also.
No, the sodalite's not for me.
Well, let me explain.
I'll have Carl try it. I don't know, but this one's mine.
Let me explain something about the sodalite. I'll mention the sodalite in a minute because I'm going to show you different pendulums that I have and what the different stones are good for. There are certain properties that stones have, and because you were attracted to it and you got it, there is a reason for that. So I'll go over a little bit of what sodalite is.
Okay.
Sorry, Archana. Done it for everyone.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to show a couple of pendulums that I've made. First, I'll show you the jade. I have a couple of jade ones. This is if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a green jade with blue and green jade, and also the goddess in the middle. If you can see that. Now the properties of jade. Jade crystal is a superstar in the world of crystal healing thanks to its powerful connection to the heart chakra and its varying degrees of intense piercing shades of green and other colors as well. When it comes to bringing prosperity and abundance into your life, the jade crystal meaning is the ultimate good luck charm. But it's not just for wealth intentions, working with jade can support every area of your life. Whether you're looking for a flourishing love life, thriving health, or financial success, jade has you covered. I also have another jade. It's white and red jade. You can see that, and I have the goddess at the top, and of course you'd hold it by the goddess, and then there's a little jade ball hanging from that as well. We have goldstone. I have a couple of goldstone. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Don't do all that like on mission.
And then this one also has a goddess. The ones that have the goddess are $14, and the other ones are $8. The goldstone crystal meaning is linked with boosting your divine and confidence, drive and confidence, the essential mindset for paving the way for all your dreams to come true, regardless of how crazy or wild. Okay, then we have the clear quartz, which I have here. It's also got some crackle quartz in the middle. You can see that. Okay, so the clear quartz. With this crystal, it's all about clarity, light, reflection, and amplification. The clear quartz crystal healing properties allow anyone connected to the stone to become as clear as their crystal. Whether you're manifesting, making decisions, or simply clearing out your mental inbox, a clear quartz crystal is an essential. Okay, then we have the picture jasper. Which I have here. You can see that. Now it's also got a lava bead in the middle of it, and then the top with the picture jasper hanging from it as well. And the properties of the picture jasper. Picture jasper is like a window into the earth. It facilitates inner journeying to specific places or times in the past and connecting to sacred sites. It's a good stone to use in ceremonies working with earth energy, especially when you are working with dreams or visioning. We have turquoise. And this is one of my $8 ones.
Oh, is that pretty?
Thanks. And then it's got a little turquoise bead at the top. Turquoise. It's a very efficient healer stone. It provides comfort and solace for the spirit as well as support for the physical body. It has been used in amulets for protection for millennia and is said to change color to warn the wearer of any infidelity in their partner. Okay. Then where's my sodalite? Here's the sodalite. All right, Alba, here we go with the sodalite. Here's this sodalite with white jade and blue jade.
Yeah, cool.
The sodalite. Sodalite properties are the result of the stone's connection to the throat and third eye chakras. The deep, rich blue coloration of the stone also gives it a soothing and calming energy, which helps to put your spirit at ease. This specific combination of energies makes the energy of the sodalite meaning an ideal healing tool for anyone looking to enhance their spiritual growth, strengthen their self-expression, or tap into their intuition. And I have a really neat one. It's a red jasper. This is one of my favorites. It's really cool. It's got red jasper beads as well. The red jasper, when it comes to manifesting strength, courage, and wisdom, the jasper crystal is your all-in-one stone that resonates with the earth and its seemingly endless layers of colors and shades. Like a beautifully painted landscape, these unique stones echo the vast and complex ecosystem and its integral part of the life-giving elements of the planet. And there you have it. And I also have, like I had mentioned, I have these little bags that I've made to hold the to hold your crystals, pendulums. You can even put money in it and put it around your neck and hide it in your shirt. That way nobody, you know, you would be safe as well. So I have that one, and I've got a nice little purple one. And a gray one, which is really cool.
How much are those, Liz?
These I'll sell for $8. And I also have this cute little red one too. And thus concludes our pendulum divination presentation. I hope you guys really liked it and it was informative.
Wonderful.
How can people purchase any of these if they wanted to?
Well, that's an important question, isn't it? You can make the purchase, and we can meet up somewhere. I can deliver it or mail it. It is E. Douglas with 2 S's at bellsouth.net. And my phone number is 954-296-1834. You can send me a text. If I do not answer, please leave a message.
Thank you so much. Great presentation, Liz. Thank you.
Thank you. I stumbled a little bit, but